joins me in the studio. We'll be having a very interesting conversation about what she knows about this particular country and what we're to expect. Actually, we understand that the Electoral Commission there has been having a series of meetings. We'll be touching base with journalists on the ground as well. Odelia, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How does it feel like having covered them? I mean, Liberia, not so long ago, you spoke with the vice president as well, and seeing what's happening at the moment. Right now, we're waiting. I'm not sure it's a new thing, by the way, that we're waiting for the results. But how does it feel?
After weeks of rainfall,
I basically think that the stakes for Liberia in this particular elections are really high. The transitional leader was Johnson Sirleaf. Now they are done with transition. They now need to rebuild the country. And whatever will happen in the next few days would either make whatever developments, the roadmap for any development to either be sustained or to be backtracked. And the stakes are so high in the next 3 days. So the race is basically between Boakai, that's the vice presidential, that's the vice president that's looking for the standard bearer position, that's with the standard bearer position right now with the CDC, and then of course the former footballer who is also
George Weah. He's got an Opong in there in his name. I mean, everybody used to wonder where he got that name.
Have a lot of Ghanaian names. There's an Ankara there. There are some journalists called Ankara in Liberia, yes.
And some Kofi as well.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, before we go on, Odelia, let me just read for you some information that I have from one of the reporters on the ground. We understand that the EC essentially are saying that they do not expect to start releasing the results today. They're actually looking to do that from tomorrow. And they're saying that all those who queued yesterday and could not vote are being allowed to vote today as well. And they also admit that some of their staff really were substandard, if I should put it that way, and hence the long queues at the voting station. But based on your thought about, you went there, you did a lot of business stories from there as well. You have indicated already that there's a lot that's at stake at the moment. Do you get a sense from the people that they are much likely, looking at their history, what they have gone through before, that at this point in their lives, they are much likely to accept whatever the outcome of the result is and move on?
When you look at the George Oponwea side, they have run several times, and for them this is really their time.
Okay,
it's for them a make or break. And then for the vice president's side, it looks like continuity. The main reasons why people have always said that George Weah was not up to it was because of his educational background.
Okay,
so no formal certificates at the university level and all that to really show. But he has done a lot of homework.
This is his third time.
Exactly.
So you expect that he's learned a lot along the way. Hold on for me a bit, Odelia. Smart Ave used to work with us. Right now he's no more working with us, but he is one of the journalists on the ground. Smart, let's engage him to find out what's happening there. Hello, Smart. Hello, Smart, if you can hear me, you have been engaged in meetings, meetings that have been at the behest of the Electoral Commission. There's a series of them, I must say. What is the outcome, or what has been the outcome from these meetings?
The meeting from the Election Commission.
Is this okay? It appears to me that I'm not speaking too smart, but you must certainly be a Liberian journalist. Bring us up to speed. What's happening in Liberia at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, we're having a bit of a problem with that line. We may have to work on it and get back to that conversation with that journalist in Liberia. But you were making a point. Let's try and wrap up with that. The point that you were making, and let's see whether or not they have enough patience to wait for the results.
The point I was making was that for the Oponwea side, this would be the third time they would have gone through this process.
Okay.
They cannot wait to be at the presidency. And then for the vice president's side, well, he's tasted being vice president, but at the vice presidential position, you actually do not make any decisions.
Right.
And so for him, his being in the palace, seeing what could have been done,
and
what they
couldn't
missed
do it.
out.
Well, this is from what the conversation that he had with you,
me,
obviously.
exactly. And so he's looking for that opportunity to actually correct some of the wrongs that they made when they were in power, and to also really concentrate on the agric sector, you know, because he was former minister in the 80s when it comes to the in the area of agric. And so for him, that is actually the driving force for the economy.
Well, finally, Odelia, this media angle as well. This afternoon we've been trying to connect to some of the journalists there as well, and there's quite a few of them who are not very comfortable speaking freely, and some even want to speak on anonymity. What really is it about the Liberian media that makes it so scary for them to come out with information?
Like, I mean, about 99.9%, if there's any other percentage I could add, is that most of the people in Liberia, when it comes to the media sector, it's totally owned by politicians. And so for journalists, if their side does not win the elections, they've got to be careful, because they would need to live after the election day.
Right.
And so they wouldn't want to be able to be seen as really speaking their mind freely, and also going back to work and not attracting some level of negative attention.
Right.
So for them, they would rather speak on anonymity and speak their mind freely, because their candidate might not win the
until the
elections,
results are
out.
in. Odelia,
Yes,
thank you so much for coming through into the studio to help us with that analysis. Odelia there, I don't know, for somehow I keep calling you Olivia, but Odelia there, Odelia Tiamwa has been in Liberia, actually spoken to the vice president, who is, by the way, one of the 20 candidates. The Electoral Commission, like I indicated earlier, have said they don't look forward to releasing any results today. If anything of that will happen, that should be tomorrow. We look forward to it, and we'll be right here to give you all the briefing.